I'm interested in, because my feeling is unlike, say, sports like golf, and we heard Sir Dave Brailsford when he was in charge of sort of Team Sky and Ineos there, and he would go on about marginal gains all the time, not just in equipment, but in the way his cyclists were prepared. The other sports embrace this hugely, and my feeling in here is perhaps football doesn't. Is that the correct assumption?
I don't know if there's a correct assumption to it, but I would agree with your opinion. I think that it's the reason why I stopped playing in 2010 and very quickly went into this world of mental performance and working with the players. And so I had 2 years at Norwich City with the likes of Jacob Murphy, who's gone on to Newcastle, and even Carlton Morris at Luton Town. And fantastic couple of years with those guys. Then went to Crystal Palace, had 5 years there. But it was by 2017, and I thought, I'd done my Masters in psychology. I've played in the Premier League. I'm working with, the players to help them with their performance, Premier League players. And it felt like it was the least important subject at the club. And I'm thinking, why am I... It's almost like trying to push water uphill to sell them the subject of psychology and mindset when, for me, it's by far the most important thing. Because if you think about it, Rob, just to walk into a Premier League dressing room, locker room, you have to be technically one of the best players in the world. Athletically, you have to be incredible, tactically, all that stuff. But once you're in there, everybody's at that level. So what's the differential?
Yeah.
It's mindset and psychology. So because you have this such massive variation, the question then is how many players are working on it to consistently improve? And I just don't think it happens.
And I'm aware of the time. We've only got about 3 minutes left. Each player must be different, because you talked about Ronaldo, his goal celebration, everything about him screams his belief that he is the best in the world. And so that is one mindset. I watch a player like Cole Palmer, who everything about him screams he's just getting on with it and having fun. There was an amazing thing when they played Forest, there was a melee of players and he just sat on the pitch on his own. So how do you work with different players? And you can't coach one mindset for everyone, can you?
And this is the difference. And I think Ronaldo was very different. That from an early age, the story goes that he went into the coaching staff and said, I want to be the best in the world. And then worked on that and continued did it. With the likes of the Cole Palmers, this is probably the difference why psychology probably hasn't been embedded as much in professional football as the sports science, the analysis, because it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. You have to be specific to the Ronaldos, to a Cole Palmer, to a player that's maybe not playing every week. And so that's the difference. It's a lot to do with the practitioner and their approach of what they do. But I still think it's, whether it's working with me, working with someone who's gone through the academic system and coming out that side, it's still to do with our players taking the responsibility and accountability that they're developing their own psychology. And I don't think it happens, and that's why I'm very fortunate. I've been working with a championship team at the minute, and working to help those players understand. They might not even know some of the things that are holding them back, similar to what I did. I turned up in professional football with an inferiority complex, didn't realise it was me, and it's only when I start working on me that you suddenly see the results.
Yeah, we've got about a minute left, and you're working not just, you mentioned a championship side there. You're working with people from the world of business, about public speaking, all areas and their careers. So tell us more about that and who you're working with. We've got about 50 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's been fascinating. I kind of saw that there was a gap in the market. No one had ever played in the Premier League, and even in the last few years, qualifying with that psychology Masters and taking it into the business world. So I've been fortunate to, for 15 years now, travel across the world working for Microsoft, Cisco, KPMG, PwC, just the biggest companies in the world, helping individuals understand what world-class performance looks like. And it's not just me that does that. Now we have the opportunity to go to the likes of America, the Middle East, bringing in the people like Yaya Toure, Frank Lampard, the best coaches in the world, to help business leaders understand what world-class performers are doing, because they operate differently. And when you try and combine those two worlds together, it just benefits for everybody.